Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to make some drum fills, and making drum fills can be very hard for some people, and it was very hard for me as well. So I very often used drum fills from sample packs, and it's completely okay to use those, but if you want to get a unique sound and make your tracks to stand out, you need to start making your own ones. And today I'm going to show you a simple method you could utilize and start making your own nice sounding drum fills. And by looking at the waveform, we could see where the drum hits are. So I'm going to copy the notes like that, and by doing so you'll be able to basically copy the MIDI pattern. It just helps you to get the idea of how those are built. And now we could start making our own one. We could start with a very simple pattern just by using 16th notes, which may sound good if you want to go like that. But if you want to go more complex, you could start adding those notes maybe here, here, and here. Yeah, something like that. And now we could start using different notes. So I think this could work. So now I'm going to freeze the track so we are able to work with audio because it's easier, and we can stretch it and do some things which we are not able to do with MIDI. Okay, maybe we could do that in the beginning, like here. Yeah, that sounds nice. In most cases, reversing and adding that thing here in the beginning usually sounds very nice. See, the next step is sound design, and with sound design, guys, you could go like crazy, and I'm just going to show you the way I usually process my drum fills. So I'm going to add isotope trash, which is a really nice plugin, and the next step is to group. So we could split the wet and dry signal. So this is going to be wet and this is going to be dry. And now we could start our processing. And the first thing I usually do, I filter all the rubbish, all the frequencies I don't want in my sound. 300 and somewhere around 1K usually sounds nice. And maybe we could cut 3K, or we could boost 3K. Usually it's where the clarity of the instruments is. And the next step is the trash, so this stands for distortion, and I'm just going to use some presets. If you want, guys, you could make your own ones and do some crazy stuff here as well. You could also use multiband, which I do recommend. Yeah, and the next step is the second filter. So in the next filter section, we could boost some frequencies if we'd like, because we're going to use heavy compression in the next step. Yeah, I like how it sounds now. So the next step is the convolve section. We could maybe try some amps. I think that sounds nice. And the final step is dynamics. So the idea here is to squash the sound as hard as we can, so we could mix that very saturated, distorted sound to our original signal. So we are ready with the first part, and we could freeze the track again. And what I would do next, I would open up the effect rack because it has some nice effects. And we could start with saturation again. Yeah, maybe like that. Yeah, sounds nice. And the next step, I want to use a crystallizer. Yeah, I think that sounds nice. Maybe add this one as well. So it's like an amp emulation, maybe decrease the bass and add a little bit of treble. Yeah, sounds nice. And the last step is to add a compressor just to control the dynamics a little bit. You also try and use a transient shaper before or after the compression. Really depends on the sound you want to get. I want to try and use it before the compressor, so maybe decrease the sustain a little. Yeah, that already sounds nice. So now we could freeze our track. So here we have our nice drum fill. It may not sound perfect, but I hope I've given you the idea how you could process, how you could make your drum fill, so you guys now understand and have the idea, and you can start utilizing this in your own projects. So that was all for today, guys. Hope you found some value in this video, found some useful techniques, and now are able to do your own unique drum fills. As always, thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button if you liked the video, and see you in the next one.